But let's see if the wires spilling out of it go into something useful. This console's promising. It seems connected to the reactor, but it's offline too. The wires look like they continue on into that booth. Do you mind seeing if there's anything useful at the other end? I'll see what I can do on the console. The console's not coming on.
There are a number of wires coming out of the device.
Can you see what they connect to? Might lead to something useful. Could you check that booth out for me, Jack? The wiring seems to feed the console from there. Ah, the old headlamp in the face bit. Never gets old.
Some of the wires from the device appear to lead back to this control console.
Well, that sounds promising. Be right over. It's offline too. The wires lead into that booth. Do you mind seeing if there's anything useful on the other end? I'll see what I can do on the console. Yes, Jack? Did you look in that booth? I'll keep tinkering with the console. The console's not coming on. Could you check the wires? They seem to lead into that booth.
Ja, hier, da.
Surprisingly, these components are still receiving power.
It's a good sign. The reserve batteries are still working. Any luck finding controls? I'm not seeing much here. Could you check that booth out for me, Jack? The wiring seems to feed the console from there. Did you look in that booth? I'll keep tinkering with the console. Could you check that booth out for me, Jack? The wiring seems to feed the console from there. Jack, this console just came on.
Naja, habe ich auch eingeschaltet.
Did you do something? Ah, here we go. Unfortunately, not controls for the reactor. It's a console for a cargo lift.
Muss ich das gedrückt halten, jetzt ehrlich.
I'll try lowering it. See if it leads to something useful. Whoa, wait a minute.
Warning. Biomass threat detected. Containment protocols engaged.
Jack, come look at this. These canisters are holding ticks in some sort of stasis.
Oh.
I don't think they can see us. Look, here. These containers are putting off some sort of energy field. They have no idea we're here, Jack. Lifeless little buggers. I almost feel sorry for them.
Juno,
Hell?
do you copy?
Who was... Jack, you can hear that, right? I've not gone daft.
Wer war das?
It would appear Juno is not alone after all.
Juno, respond. What's happening over there?
This is Captain Olivia Rhodes. Who are you?
Olivia Rhodes. What are you doing on my ship?
Your ship?
Yes, my ship. What are you doing out of the habitat?
We lost power. Juno brought us here to try and get life support.
Never mind. Just stay where you are. I'll be there as soon as I finish rebooting the ship's power grid. Harlan, out.
Wait. Jack, if he reboots the power grid,
Stoß
what
mich
would
doch
that
nicht
mean
weg.
for these containment canisters? If they lose power, maybe we should find out from farther away.
Stößt die blöde Kuh mich weg.
Nothing wrong with being a bit cautious.
Containment protocols engaged.
No, damn it. We're locked in.
Eingesperrt, ja toll.
Don't worry, Liv. We have an outstanding track record in difficult situations.
Ha! Always the optimist.
Ja,
All right.
Finde
Plan
Optimus.
B. Let's
Plan
send
B.
them back up.
Hm.
I've got the lift controls. Get me power again. I'll start the lift as soon as the console's active. Got it. Sending lift now. Come on, come on, come on!
Ja.
Power cycle initiated.
No! We're not gonna make it!
Auxiliary power initializing.
Shit! 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 Jack!
Jetzt haben wir ein Problem. Ja, klar. Hm. Super, versteck dich mal da drin. Ja, klar. Und weißt du, wie?
Capture core controls initialized.
Ach, bei mir ist Tür zu, Gott sei Dank. Toller Plan.
Conduit connected. Conduit connected.
Ja, cool. Ich regel das hier.
Reaction core primed and ready for ignition.
Thanks, Jack. That was too close.
Of course, Liv.
Dad? Hope you're glitching.
FTL engaged.
Liv?
What's happening?
Oh, fuck. Was ist passiert?
Report.
Sensors reading unidentified spatial anomaly in this sector.
Cross-check Atlas database for similar phenomena.
Acknowledged. No records found. Recommend mission abort.
Negative. Maintain course. The Kronos 2 remains priority.
Acknowledged. Delta Actual.
13. Delta 13. You appear to be in distress.
Where am I?
I will take your response as confirmation.
Delta 6, is there a problem?
I suppose that depends, Actual. Does Delta 13 often forget where they are?
Athena, 13 appears to be malfunctioning. Please advise.
Possible EM interference from the anomaly. Warning. Electromagnetic event detected.
That was interference from the anomaly.
Affirmative. Recommend all units perform cursory systems check.
Proceed.
Units, please verify your operational status. Delta Actual.
Online.
Delta 9.
Online.
Delta 6.
Online?
Delta 13.
Online.
You're supposed to say online.
Delta 13.
Online.
Online.
Confirmed. Delta 13 appears to have recovered, though results may be temporary. Recommend monitoring unit for further malfunctions.
Acknowledged. Delta 6. Delta 13 is your responsibility until further notice.
Acknowledged. Engaging chaperone protocol. Delta 13, please confirm.
Confirmed.
Excellent.
Verstanden.
Command hierarchy verified.
Be advised, approaching Kronos 2 mining facility. Distance 4,800 meters.
Did she say we are approaching the Kronos 2?
Affirmative. The station went dark several days ago. We're here to determine why.
The station was destroyed when an unknown vessel arrived through temporal displacement. The ensuing debris impacts resulted in catastrophic damage.
That is an oddly specific theory.
It's not a theory. I was there.
Delta Actual. Short-range communications have intercepted a pre-recorded distress call from the Kronos 2 captain.
Patch it through.
Taking command if you're out there. This is Captain Olivia Rhodes. Kronos 2 is lost. Say again, my station has been compromised. We were hit by a double storm caused by the arrival of an unknown vessel in our sector. Damage is catastrophic. Obviously.
Message repeats.
Fascinating.
Indeed.
Proximity alert. Sensors detecting unknown devices in the area.
Isolate and enhance. Identify.
No
What is
matching
that shift
records.
also?
The design suggests weaponization. Threat assessment undetermined.
Are there other ships in the area?
Scanning.
Hier kann man die Lampe eine ausschalten.
The SCI Ithaca and accompanying fleet are on course to pass within 47 kilometers of this location.
That's too close. We need to establish a warning beacon. No civilian vessels should. Athena, report.
Warning. Electromagnetic event imminent.
Ich glaube, das war nicht.
That was unconventional.
Recommend maintaining a minimum safe distance from the anomaly.
Acknowledged. Begin deceleration for deployment. Prioritize threat assessment.
Initiating emergency deceleration. Vectoring to nearest device. Deceleration complete. Be advised, the nearest device is directly off the port bow.
Understood. Delta 9, take point with me. Deploy recon sats.
Affirmative.
Beginning assessment. Secondary objective, establish a warning
Alter,
beacon.
sieht das geil aus.
Remaining Delta units deploy now.
Ja, lass mich mal hier raus. Ich will auch raus.
Recon Sat 3 indicates the device may be a form of torpedo.
Boah, sieht das geil aus.
Warning, third electromagnetic event imminent. Anomaly moves detected.
unit, brace for impact.
Was ist denn jetzt passiert?
Jack! Jack!
Ja,
It's okay. It's me. It's
Hi.
Liv.
Liv?
schön.
Jack, you're all right.
Jo, mir geht's gut. Ah, es geht so.
I think so.
Oh, thank God. You've been out for quite a while now. The blast from the FDL must have scrambled your reboot protocols. I pulled your memory archive while you were out. Your logs are flooded with all this bizarre data. Delta Squad, bio-torpedoes, something called the Ithaca. Jack, what is all this? What's going on?
I'm not really sure. After I engaged the FTL, my systems went dark, as though I'd been shut down. But when I finally rebooted, I was somewhere else.
Where?
It was a ship, a shuttle. There were other Echo units,
Ja, es war
combat
ganz
models.
furchtbar.
We were on our way
Dieses
to
Schiff.
investigate what happened to the Kronos when we...
Wait. You mean our Kronos?
Ja.
I don't know how to explain it, but it happened. I'm sure of it.
Okay. I believe you. Listen, there's something you need to know. While you were out, I had a chance to meet with the captain of this ship.
The man we heard over the comms?
His name is Dr. Harlan. He said... He told me...
Liv, what is it? What's wrong?
You know what? It's probably better if you just see it for yourself. We can get a closer look at your memory archive while we're at it.
Ladies first, komm.
Follow me.
Beweg deinen Arsch.
Cycling the ship's power will disable the insulation fields, allowing the ticks to escape.
Listen, this Dr. Harlan isn't what you might call the cheeriest of souls. He might take some getting used to.
Wieder
You
Kumpels.
know, I have Jack. Can you let us up?
I did warn you the station's generator was temperamental.
How much longer will the ship operate on emergency power?
Maintaining our current energy draw?
Oh,
a
wer ist
few
das denn?
hours.
A few hours.
Dr. Harlan?
Jack, you finally recovered. I was beginning to think the blast from the FTL had obliterated your neural matrix.
So, you're the android. The Echo unit.
Mein
My
Name ist Jack.
name is Jack.
Und nicht Echo Unit, du Doofmann.
Jack, this is Dr. Harlan, my administrator.
Cool. Freut mich, dich kennenzulernen.
You're the one who is keeping us confined in the hab.
I am. And before you ask, no. I'm not the least bit sorry for it. I did what I did for your own safety. If that wasn't painfully obvious by now. As well as to protect the integrity of my work.
And what sort of work do you do?
Dr. Harlan is a geneticist, specializing in the study of biomass forms.
Specifically the study of how to eliminate biomass forms.
Correct.
Dr. Harlan, I need you to show Jack what you showed me.
I have work to do.
Eingesperrt, du
He's your
Arsch.
android.
Du
You
bleibst
explain
drin.
it to him.
He needs to see it.
Captain, perhaps I can be of some assistance.
Boah, der ist ganz schön stark.
Come on, Jack. This way.
Du bleibst jetzt da drin. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss.
Are you certain you want to see this again, Captain?
Just pull it up.
Very well.
What exactly am I looking at?
Future. All this orange you're seeing on the map? That's all biomass. That's how far it's spread.
To date, the infection has consumed approximately
Yes, the Erde,
56%
okay.
of the habitable solar system.
Saturn.
Including Earth.
Da ist die Sonne. Oh. What
How
happened?
did all this happen?
It starts with us.
With us?
With the destruction of the Kronos. 7 October, 2126. Your station, the Kronos 2, is almost completely destroyed when an unknown vessel suddenly appears in your sector.
Ja, das ist das Schiff der
The
Außerirdischen.
Estrella.
Correct.
When the Estrella traveled back to our time, it brought the biomass with it. And when we left,
The infection stayed behind.
I'm starting to see where this is going.
In the days following the incident, a fleet of Atlas survey ships unknowingly passed through the infected zone. Most of the fleet's crew complement is consumed by the biomass. The infected fleet proceeds along its predetermined course toward Earth. One by one, the now crippled vessels collide with the planet's surface, unleashing a global infestation. Humanity has no defense.
billions of people, most of the planet, just gone.
The remnants of humankind are scattered across the solar system, but without any means to combat the spread of the biomass.
It's only a matter of time. All those people.
In truth, the initial death toll would likely have been higher had it not been for the captain of the Ithaca, who managed to...
The Ithaca?
The Ithaca was the flagship of the returning fleet.
Ithaca. I've seen that name before.
Hardly surprising. The
I remember it as well. I heard it when I was in the past.
When you were what?
Ah, that's it. That's where I saw it. In your memory logs. I've got the data right here. Look. Jack, would you mind running us through what we're seeing here?
I recall overhearing the ship was expected to arrive in Saturn orbit within a few days.
I don't understand. For that to be true, these logs would have to be from 2126. A full 3 months before the Ithaca crashed on Earth.
Korrekt.
That is correct.
Jack, are you suggesting that you traveled back in time?
I know how it sounds.
I'm not sure you do.
This is why your memory was so fragmented in the control room. Because you went back in time.
Not physically. Just my data. My consciousness. I believe the FTL accident may have briefly opened another temporal anomaly, disabling my shell and forcing my protocols to transfer to another echo unit.
400 years in the past.
Evidently.
You believe Jack's account, Captain?
It makes sense. A botched FTL jump is the whole reason we're in this mess to begin with.
It's the only explanation.
That is difficult to dispute.
Do you know? You with us?
Oh, apologies, Captain. I was distracted.
Something wrong?
I'm not sure. Can we access this memory block?
Just a sec.
Just as I thought.
What are we looking at here?
Some form of weapon I encountered while in the past.
Dr. Harlan,
Not now.
As I recall, they're fitted with a form of biomass payload.
Oh, lovely.
Dr. Harlan,
Still not now.
Komm her, Junge.
Dr. Harlan, you should really take a look at this.
Guck dir den Scheiß
No,
an.
not now. Do you not
Du Schlaftablette. Komm her.
understand?
Hier, komm her.
What
Komm.
is it?
The torpedo appears to be undetonated.
Da, guck mal.
What's that supposed to mean?
Where did you pull this image from?
This is from one of Jack's recent memory logs.
Recent memory logs?
It's difficult to explain. It may or may not involve time travel.
I'm sorry, what?
We can parse out the details later. Right now, Doctor, you do realize what this could mean.
A solution.
Solution to what? Will someone please tell me what the hell's going on?
Right. Come with me.
Jetzt sag mal her, was du da Schönes hast. Oh, fuck.
You're studying these weapons, these biotorpedoes.
They're not weapons so
Eine
much as
Waffe. Eine außerirdische Waffe. Okay.
inside each one is a sampling of the biomass-based genetic material. The infection in its purest form.
Sieht ja schon krass aus.
All you need to know is this.
Die
If I
Waffe.
could manage to sequence this material, I am confident I could develop a means to eliminate the biomass.
You're saying a cure?
It's what I've been searching for. But every torpedo I've encountered has been detonated. I've never seen one with its payload still intact.
But I have.
If that's true, then you may have just found the key to saving what's left of humanity.
Dr. Harlan, I'm afraid we may have more pressing matters.
You're right. Energy reserves are dipping into the red. I suggest we table this conversation until we find a way to restore the station's generator.
Liv, ich glaube, wir sollten hier abhauen. Der hat einen Männerdildo. Guck mal hier.
Perhaps there's something we can do.
Dr. Harlan, this is the part where you ask us for help.
Was
How
ist
do
das
we
denn?
fix the generator?
Fixing the generator isn't the problem. The problem is getting to it. The generator facility is not accessible from within the station. You need to approach from the exterior. Search the outer
Ich hätte gern
halls of
Kaffee
the
Latte.
With a few improvements, you should have no trouble at all.
Where do we start?
Well,
Ja,
obviously you're
muss
going
mal
to
so
need a new
langsam
shell.
los.
I will.
Well, you can't go venturing out to the generator in that relic you're housed in now. No offense intended, of course.
Of course.
Is this really necessary?
Transferring Jack to a newer shell will allow him to more easily interface with the station's various systems, as well as drastically improve his ability to maneuver in open space. Not to mention,
All right, fine. So long as there's not too much of a strain on our power reserves.
this way, Jack.
Ich? Ah, du bist wohl doof,
I have
wa?
already identified a
Ja,
shell
war klar, dass ich das
that
wieder
I
machen
feel
soll.
quite satisfactory.
Ah, geh mal weg da.
It was
Ich mach
originally
das
meant
jetzt.
for rapid emergency response. The base design includes enhanced speed and durability, as well as a data link compatible with the station's architecture.
Ey, drängel doch nicht so.
This appears to be an old travel poster. I wonder how many settlements this ship has visited.
I've already uploaded the shell's blueprints. It'll only take a moment to complete fabrication. I've already adjusted the shell's underlying design to account for the particulars of Jack's neural matrix. All you'll need to do is shut yourself down, so I can transfer your processes to the new
Ja, ja,
shell.
ich komme.
That's all, is it?
Don't worry, Captain. The transfer will be seamless. Construction complete. The new shell is prepped for transfer.
It looks like him.
Ist das jetzt
Yes, I
meine?
incorporated Jack's existing facial structure into the shell's
Die scheiß
design.
Blechbüchse soll mich doch wohl nicht
thought it might help
ersetzen, oder?
distinguish him.
He is quite distinguished.
Jack, you're clear to initiate the shutdown procedure whenever you're ready.
Och
Same could be
nein.
said for us.
Wie soll da rein? Bist du bescheuert? Mein Gott, ne. Bist du auch noch ausgetauscht hier. Ja.
Shields at 95%.
Initialized neural matrix transfer. Verify hardware connection. Okay. Mapping core protocols to target. Success. Initialize boot sequence.
Jack? Jack, look at me. You alright?
Ja. Ich bin aber rot. Rot gefällt mir nicht.
I'm
Who is-
sorry. Who is Jack?
Do you know what
Liv.
the...
I'm fine. I was only joking.
Ich hab dich nur
God, you had me
verarscht.
worried.
The transfer worked just as Juno said. It was funny though, right?
Hilarious. Well, Jack, I'll say this. You certainly clean up nice.
Thank you. I must admit this shell's architecture is much more spacious than my previous one.
Just don't go forgetting where you came from.
Now that the transfer is complete, I'd suggest running calibrations to acclimate your software to the new shell. I should be able to repurpose your old calibration program to suit our needs.
That's actually not a terrible idea.
Then it's settled. I'll queue up the appropriate modules.
Sit tight, Jack. We'll have you sorted quick enough.
Ein Update nach dem anderen hier.
Module M201. Primary boosters. Given that your previous AI adjutant is unavailable, I will guide you through these calibrations.
Naja, ist
Your
gut.
EVA pack allows you to boost forward in the direction you are looking.
Ich kenne die Dinger schon.
Use
Lass
your
mich raus
boost to
hier.
reach the console ahead. Well done. Please press the hollow button to continue. Now boost to the end of the hall before the walls close in on you. Multiple boosts may be required.
Hey.
Excellent. Calibration module complete. Module M116. Braking thrusters.
Scheiß Dinger kenne ich ja auch.
Yes, Echo 1? This module will calibrate your braking thrusters, which allow you to stop in place without grabbing any surfaces.
Ah, bremsen
You
kann
will
ich.
continue to slow down for as long as you hold your braking thrusters. We'll practice this in the room ahead. Please meet me there to continue. There are 2 target zones in this room. Please boost into one of the zones and hold your braking thrusters until you come to a full stop. Success! Now, use your braking thrusters to stop inside target zone A. Calibration module complete. Please stand by.
War doch einfach.
Module J101. Data interfaces. Your new body is capable of equipping multiple tools. In addition to your cutter, you now also have a data link. With
das
it,
ist
you can
interessant.
interact with data ports around the station to activate objects or download information. Tap the button under your wrist to open the tool selection interface. Now, grab and pull the data link icon with your other hand. With the tool selection interface open, please grab the data link icon to proceed.
Cool.
Good. This tool allows you to interact with data ports throughout the station. You can also activate your cutter on your other hand, if you need to use both tools simultaneously. To proceed, move to the data port above the door ahead, and use your data link to activate it. Are you pretending to hold a weapon? Well done. Please proceed to the room ahead. Some data ports will activate systems throughout the station. Others will allow you to retrieve useful information from the station systems. Calibration module complete. Please stand by.
Welcome back to the real world, Jack.
Before you go, I'd like to make use of your new data link. Captain Rhodes?
Right.
What is this?
A data tile left behind by one of the station's scientists. I'd like to see if your scanner can access the information stored inside. Ah, interesting.
What was on it?
Research notes on the biomass.
Anything useful?
A list of genetic markers shared between the different biomass forms. That could prove most useful. Jack, if you find any more devices with data ports like this one, be sure to scan them and transmit your findings to me.
Will do.
I've also added a new data tab to your ARM computer to track what we've recovered.
How much data was lost?
We don't actually have any way of knowing, but finding more will almost undoubtedly be beneficial towards developing a cure, even if only in a small way.
Understood.
Anything else, Juno?
That should be all for now.
Come on out then, Jack.
Ey, lass mich hier raus.
Juno, do you read?
Yes, Doctor?
I need you back here to help me pass the FTL's output data. And bring Captain Rhodes with you. I could use her insight as well.
We've nearly finished prepping Jack for departure.
He's still here? I could have built an entirely new generator by now. Get him out of the airlock and then get up here.
You weren't exaggerating. This Dr. Harlan is quite irritable.
Try not to be too hard on him. He has good reason.
It sounds like there's something I should know.
Juno? Tell him.
Tell me what?
Dr.
What?
Harlan is infected.
Wie ist der infiziert?
Infected with what?
With the biomass, of course.
Von der
I
Biomasse.
don't understand.
Hm?
He seemed perfectly normal.
His infection is internal,
Corona-Masse.
a result of breathing in microparticles of the biomass. Though we have managed to slow the infection's progress using various treatments developed here at the facility, I fear the doctor may be approaching the final stages of his infection.
What happens if he doesn't develop a cure in time?
I'm guessing that very question is what's making him so irritable.
I hope this might help you better understand why Dr. Harlan is the way he is. His entire life, he's only ever had one goal: eliminate the biomass,
Schon geil,
preserve
wie
what's
die
left of
aussieht.
humanity. Thanks to you, for the first time in,
sogar die
well,
Adern
quite a
in der
while,
Haut kann man
we
sehen.
appear to be making progress.
Whatever I can
Adern
do
in
to
den
help.
Augen.
You can start
Richtig
by
geil.
restoring the generator.
Lead
Die
on.
einzelnen Haare.
Cycling the
aus.
airlock now.
Total geil. Oh, alles klar, jetzt geht's ab.
Ready to depart. Hard seal. Ready to cycle.
Wait a second, Juno. Jack, listen. There's something else.
Captain Rhodes, maybe now isn't the best time.
I'm not about to send him out there with only half the story.
Liv, what is it?
You remember on the Estrella, when you saved my life by repressurizing the bridge?
Komm mal auf die Tür da jetzt.
Liv, what are you saying?
The oxygen that flooded into the bridge was contaminated. Dr. Harlan's already run a test to confirm. The infection's in my system.
No.
Jack, listen to me. The contaminants were microscopic. There was no way you could have known.
No, I cleared the vents.
Yes, you did. And if you hadn't, I'd have been dead almost instantly.
Are you all right? Are you experiencing any pain?
No, I'm fine. I'm not feeling any effects at all.
Currently, the captain's infection is dormant. It takes time, often years, for the biomass to shut down the human body. What's more, her particular strain of the infection is less aggressive than Dr. Harlan's, perhaps due to her having acquired it in the past.
The best thing we can do right now, the only thing, is help Dr. Harlan develop his cure. We do that, all our problems are solved.
Technically, not all of them. You'll still be stuck in the wrong time.
Yes. Thank you, Juno. Get to the generator. Stabilize the power grid.
Mach anders, Scheißding, jetzt will
Hopefully
er
by
raus.
then we'll have come up with an idea for what's next.
Ja, ich guck schon. Ich soll den Generator reparieren. Mach ich, hier. Ich repariere den
It's
Generator.
going to be alright, Jack.
Ja.
Should be a cakewalk after
Mal
all
auf.
we've been through. Now off you go. Good luck.
Ja, ich mach das schon.
Commencing depressurization.
Endlich darf ich in den weiten Weltraum.
Depressurization complete.
Exiting airlock. How do I reach the generator?
The generator facility should be just up ahead as you exit.
Copy that.
Da oben muss ich rein. Boah, diese Aussicht, ne? Das da oben ist übrigens das Schiff von den Außerirdischen da.
I'll mark the destination for you.
Juno, pull the FTL's output log, starting a few minutes back from the accident.
What are you looking for?
If your android is right and the FTL accident really did create a temporal anomaly, then we should see clear evidence of the event in the output data. FTL drives don't normally rip open tunnels through time.
Not according to our experience.
Guess we're just lucky.
Maybe not. Juno, show us readings from the moment the ticks made
Ach, da
contact
hinten
with the
ist der
drive.
Titan. Da.
There. This resonance. The FTL shouldn't be creating a displacement with this signature and
Sieht das geil aus.
nowhere near this magnitude.
Then it's the biomass. Has to be.
Wenn du das nicht selber siehst. Oh, was ist das denn?
Causing some sort of reaction in the drive.
We'll need to run some simulations.
Let's get to it then. Jack, we'll be on standby.
Acknowledged. I've located the entrance.
Unfortunately, it seems the airlock is offline, most likely due to the power failure. An alternate access method will be required.
Does that mean there's another way in?
Station blueprints show an access hatch on the facility's exterior. Look for a small rectangular hatch with a red cover.
Copy that. I'll take a look outside.
Schön, jetzt komme ich hier nicht rein. Na. Oh, was ist das denn?
This equipment is some form of dock or buoy.
Affirmative. It's one of the station's charging docks. They're set up to facilitate recharging and navigation for the various drones deployed here. Though it is worth noting that the Doctor and I have redeployed several pieces of equipment as well. Fortunately, once you complete repairs to the generator, we should be able to use the data ports on any of the equipment to restore its functionality.
Copy that.
Ne. Oh, hau ab.
Shields at 95%.
Da ist auch so ein Scheißvieh. Du spinnst wohl, wa? Schatten. Sieht das gigantisch aus. Ich gucke mich hier mal so ein bisschen um.
Jack, the hatch you're looking for will be red in color.
Das
It's meant
ist
for
doch der
maintenance work,
Saturn,
so
oder?
it'll be fairly small.
Ja, kann ja nur Saturn sein. Hat ja Ringe. Wo ist das Ding?
You'll find the hatch at an elevation similar to the entrance, Jack. I advise starting there and making your way around the exterior of the structure.
Enceladus. Titan. Jetzt mal eben gucken, wie spät wir haben. Okay. Mal eben gucken, was ich so machen muss. Ja, Generator reparieren. Naja.
Jack, the hatch you're looking for will be red in color. It's meant for maintenance work, so it'll be fairly small.
Hallo Schatten. Tsch. Warum ist die Drohne denn offline hier?
You'll find the hatch at an elevation similar to the entrance, Jack. I advise starting there and making your way around the exterior of the structure.
Lade schneller. Guck, da kann ich doch rein.
Access hatch located. Looks like I'll have to cut my way in.
With the generator's interior in a vacuum state, it should be safe to use your cutter here. Explosive decompression will not be an issue.
Copy that. I'm inside the facility. What's next?
The main problem is almost certainly the reactor. It's a large cylindrical structure in the facility's central chamber. The access way will take you there, though additional cutting may be required. But please, try to avoid damaging our former workplace too heavily.
Juno.
Wait, you two used to work here?
Juno and I were part of the station's biomass research team.
So you were here during the outbreak?
No, I had taken leave to pursue my theory for eliminating the biomass. By the time I returned, it was too late. There was no one left.
God, Harlan.
Captain, please. We have work to do.
Egal, ich bin drin.
Reactor located.
Great. How's it look?
Not well. I'm seeing smoke, likely from an internal malfunction.
That explains the power outage.
And the life support failure.
Right, better open it up, Jack. See what's going on in there.
I'm opening the casing for a closer look at the reactor.
Copy that.
Kriegen die Augen, ey. So, was haben wir jetzt? Da ist der Reaktor.
The reactor appears mostly intact, other than a missing part or two.
Good enough state to work though, right?
Yes, the malfunction appears to be temporary. Install a complete set of operational cores, and the reactor should resume normal functionality.
Okay. Well, sounds like you two have got things handled.
Copy that.
Ah, okay. Das Ding ist so kaputt. Noch einer, der kaputt ist.
A bad reactor core.
You'll need replacements to get the reactor running again, Jack. The facility contains a storage area that might be worth investigating.
Thanks, Juno.
Da hinten ist einer.
Now simply rotate the core clockwise until it stops turning.
Core is locked in.
Excellent.
Einer fehlt noch. Ja.
This access hatch could provide a way into the storage area, but some of the bolts are outside my cutter's range.
We might be able to do something about that, actually. From the few logs I've been able to access, I believe the generator's staff were working on improving the reactor's efficiency. If we can recover data on their efforts, I may be able to adapt that technology to improve the range of your cutter. Look around for any equipment containing a data port.
Copy that, Juno. I'll probably have to cut my way through from the other side.
Tja, jetzt.
I found a device in the storage area.
A network terminal. It may still be connected. Scan its port with your data link to attempt a data transfer. Scan successful. It's as I expected. They were working on optimizing the power flow of the reactor. With more data on this, I should be able to adapt the concept to your integrated cutter.
How much more data?
Uncertain. Without possessing the actual data, it's impossible to measure its size. Nonetheless, I've made an entry in the data tab on your ARM computer. I anticipate only a few more scans will be required, though.
Acknowledged. I'll keep watch for more data ports.
Nice work, Jack. Much of the data here will prove useful in augmenting your cutter. Unfortunately, we will need more to complete the design. But I did find something that might be of interest. A voice memo from the station's chief engineer regarding the technology. I've added it to your ARM computer's data tab, Jack.
Empty racks here. Were they running low on supplies?
Negative. However, among the facility's final logs are inventory requests of unusually high quantities. I presume anyone who managed to escape the station must have brought the supplies with them.
Let's hope such was the case. Must have been a horrid scramble.
Ein Update bitte. Kriege ich kein Update oder nicht?
Some type of local data storage?
Correct. Insert enough of them into a database terminal, and the terminal's data port will become available to scan.
Du brauchst Strom, ne?
This drone's power appears to be depleted.
There should be an induction charger nearby. Simply insert the drone to replenish its power. Once it finishes charging, we should be able to access its data port.
A rather prominent location for a manual interface.
Those are the distribution controls, Jack. They'll eventually direct power to every facility in Chiron Station. The reactor will need to be activated before this console will work.
Acknowledged.
Wäre nicht schlecht, wenn die kleine Drohne mir das Ding holt, ne? Oh, sorry.
Good news, Jack. With the data you just collected, I expect we need only one more scan to complete the design.
Juno, I need you to run the math on these sim parameters.
Los, hol
Yes,
mir
Doctor.
das scheiß Ding.
Dr. Harlan, why did you have to leave the station? There seems to be plenty of biomass.
That is all highly evolved. I need the base genetic material, and that can only be found in an undetonated biomass torpedo. There was nothing more I could do from here.
Right. Then what brought you back? Did you know the station had...
I'm sorry, Captain Rhodes, but we do not have time for me to recount my entire life story. I was here. I lived. And when I came back, everyone was dead or gone.
All right. Fine.
Why don't I simply compile an archive of the logs covering our time away from the station? That way, the captain can review them at her leisure.
If you must, but after you've finished verifying the sim parameters.
Very well. I will let you know when I finish, Captain.
Thanks, Juno.
Die will nicht. Na toll, hier komme ich nicht weiter.
Data ports may be found on a number of devices, Jack. The port's small, holographic interface may be scanned with your data link to download information from the device.
Boah, ich brauche jetzt mal Pause. Und hat er denn gespeichert zuletzt? Vor 15 Minuten. Okay. Egal. Tschüss.